Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to MLS Journeyman with Zebu Nation. Course Inter Miami, and we have reached the season finale of the 2021 regular season in MLS. It is going to be the final game of the year, is what we're going to show you. Decision Day, as MLS likes to call it. They schedule all their games, or as many as they can anyway, on the very last day of the schedule, and let's see what's up for grabs. So as you can see, Inter Miami top of the table, 68 points, 3 points ahead of Atlanta United. So Atlanta United could pull out a tie here with a loss by Inter Miami and a win by Atlanta United, and then tiebreakers are, who knows? Who really knows what the tiebreakers could be? We could look, I suppose. Will that actually be, let's see, league sorting rules, games won, goal difference, goals scored. So we most likely have the goal difference. Unless, something crazy happens. We're currently up on Atlanta United by 6. So if we lose by 3 and they win by 4, you understand how math works, I suppose. But yeah, so we've got it in our hands. The trophy for the regular season, the Supporters Shield, is in our grubby little fingers. We just have to grab it and take it home on this final day. Now, there are some playoff spots still up for grab. 2 in the Eastern Conference, 2 in the Western Conference. So Chicago, Cincinnati, Montreal are all fighting it out for the final 2 playoff spots. One of those 3 teams is not going to make it. And in the Western Conference, looks like we got 4 teams for 2 spots. Houston, LA, RSL, and Sporting KC, all within, 3 points of each other. So a lot of stuff going on, a lot of, a lot of drama, I suppose. Do any of those teams play each other? Cincinnati and Chicago play each other. Drama going on right there. How about Houston and LA Galaxy? Anything going on there? Houston plays Vancouver. Okay. Let's see. Real Salt Lake plays. Yeah. So none of the teams in the Western Conference, Sporting KC and LA Galaxy, play each other. So that's a big game. That's a knockout game right there. They might as well be looking at that as a playoff game, just like Chicago and Cincinnati are looking at that as a playoff game. Although, a draw there could get both teams in if Montreal loses. So it's up to Montreal to put some pressure on those 2 teams. Let's see. As far as schedule goes, we'll go over that real quick. And as you can see here, we are undefeated for the last 3 months. Now, we only played 2 games in August, and those were friendlies because of the international break, but still undefeated July, August, and September. We're now into October. It is October 2nd, so we're trying to go, our 4th month in a row undefeated. That would be pretty good. We do have quite a few draws in there, which is why we weren't able to pull away from the league. If we were able to turn couple of these draws into wins, we'd, especially right here, there's 3 in a row, 3 draws in a row. If we could have pulled that out, we'd have a comfortable margin for the Supporters Shield. But as it stands, all we really need is a draw, and we are Supporters Shield champions. See if we can get to it. We're playing FC Dallas today, 12th place. Not going to make it to the playoffs. I think we're a little bit ahead here. Now, the crazy thing is that we have the big international break coming up. Team USA, we have announced our squad. Brought a couple of Inter Miami players onto the squad. We'll look at that later. We got a couple of friendlies. Guatemala. The under-20s have a nice schedule with Chile and Argentina. So that's good for them. We've got a slightly easier friendly schedule, but it's the international break time, so I guess we're taking advantage of it and bringing up kind of a kind of a younger team, kind of a mixed match team. Just get some guys in there who haven't got caps before. Let's get to the match preview. We're not talking about that, really. We're talking about Inter Miami. So after the game today, we will look at the rest of the league, the final league stats, and all that stuff. See who makes the playoffs, see who's top scorer in the league, all that stuff. So we are 2-5 favorites. I haven't seen that line ever. 13-2 against Dallas. Ouch. That's bad. So I guess that's 13-2 odds for a FC Dallas loss. Yikes. They're in woeful form. They've lost their last 5 games. Ouch. They've lost their last 8 games at the end of the season, including a loss in the U.S. Open Cup, as I've been reminded, semifinal. Yeah, so that's not good for FC Dallas. Did they fire their coach? I mean, I'm going to assume that they did. Head coaches. Luchi Gonzalez joined 12/15/2019. Nope. Been there for just about 2 years. Okay, so he's still active, I suppose. Still in active role. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's good they're sticking with him. Must be a rebuilding project there in FC Dallas land. We'll see if they can bounce back, because that's a horrible end to the year. We are playing in Toyota Stadium, Frisco, Texas. 12,000. Not a great crowd. 75 degrees, breezy and sunny. Perfect weather. All right. Predicted easy win for Inter Miami. You know, we got it all on the line. So we're putting in, you know, most of our starters. We're letting a few guys get in there and get some greater match fitness. Let's see. Frankie Amaya is not looking so good with fitness. So we will bring in Acosta there on the bench. Frankie Amaya did play pretty well this season, you know, for a youngster, 21 years old. Look at that. He got a little better. 5'6". He's probably not going to reach his potential playing for us. So if we can move him on in the offseason, that might be the best time to do it, because it's now or never for Frankie Amaya, honestly. 21 years old is about the limit. If you're going to get any better, it's going to happen between now and the time he's 24. So let's get to it. Anything else we want to change? I don't think so. Let's submit the team. Yeah, we've got a couple guys lacking match sharpness. That's fine. No problems there. Yeah, so let's go out and let's win a championship. That's what today is all about. So, lineup. Sean Johnson, one of the players we're calling up to the U.S. national team. And why not? Look at this. 33 appearances, only 20 concessions on the season. That's tremendous. Martin on the left, Shaq Moore on the right. Our new central defender, Baba, he's got 3 goals on the season in 3 appearances. I'd say that's pretty good production for a central defender. Birnbaum, of course, the steady man on the defense. Austin Trusty's another guy that we called up to the U.S. national team, but he's not playing today. Luis Felipe Mendez in the midfield. Pellegrini on the left. Hejderovic on the right. He's back from injury. Had 14 starts this year, 2 goals, 3 assists. Basically, Villalba got kind of nicked up in our last game, so we're going to, keep him on the bench for safety, for precaution. Reina in the midfield, and Carranza, we're trying to get him fit for the playoffs. 22 appearances, 11 goals. Had that massive injury in the middle of the season, but he's still our top goal scorer, so we're putting him in there. Let's see, what is FC Dallas all about? Bingham in goal. Only 2 starts, so they're trying out some new stuff at goalkeeper. Declan Wynn. Okay. Is he a youngster? He is 25 years old. He's not that young. Okay. Let's see. Dorvasal. He looks like a youngster. Matt Hedges still holding it down. Herrera on the right. Paxton Pomical in the midfield. Kavanaugh. I'm seeing a lot of youngsters going on here, so it is a bit of a rebuilding effort for Dallas. Ship. Well, there's not a youngster. There's an oldster. 7 times off the bench, 6 starts, 1 goal, not great. Zuniga, 24 years old. Costa Rican, okay. Arangues, Baquero up top. Okay, not a lot of production I'm looking at here from these FC Dallas guys. Their leading goal scorer has 3 goals. That's not great. Let's get to the dressing room. Let's go. Let's just get this over with. Get to the tunnel talk and kill these boys. Carranza's fairly lengthy run. He's been injured. Get out of here. Sora has been rock solid on defense. Sure, he's been important. I've already told him I want to see more from him. I guess. Why not? Let's go. Toyota Stadium, half filled as usual. Let's see. What are we at? We probably do not need extended highlights for these guys. I mean, they could jump up and surprise us, but I don't think so. Jordi Reyna, slicing through their defense already. Drops it back to Philippe. Oh, great play forward to Pellegrini. Win with the clearance. That was a great start to the game. A minute in, we get a pretty good chance. Try to play, okay. See, Dorvasal tries to send it forward. Headed on. Defense seems to be there. Shaq Moore, calmly. Okay, let's start the attack, boys. Let's move downfield. See what we can do against this young defense. Pellegrini down the far side. He's got a little space. 1 missed tackle. He cuts inside. 2 missed tackles. Nearly scored on a deflection of some sort. But we do get a corner out of it. All right, here we go. We've had pretty good success on these. Here's Philippe. Sends it in. Hedges. Knocks it out of there. And FC Dallas clears. Zuniga. Is he going to take on our whole defense? No, he's going to get fouled. Good foul. Martins. Not Martine. Martins. Got too many Martins on our team. Bingham's going to blast it downfield for FC Dallas. Ship cannot get to that. Pellegrini at midfield going to start the attack. Look at him. Just go right around Harry Ship. That's not great. Ship's fighting to get back. Another missed tackled. Centering pass. Hedges. Louis Philippe. Mendez. He's got Shaq Moore on the overlap. Philippe sees him. Gets it out there. Wide open. Tons of space. Men in the middle. He lofts it back post. Pellegrini. Not even back post. Just sort of front of the box. 3 guys sitting there in the front of the box. Overwhelmed their defense. Great cross by Shaq Moore. It's 1-0. Pellegrini. 6th goal of the season. Great pass from Philippe. Moore just wide open. And then boom. Excellent header from Pellegrini. All right. You know, I didn't expect this. First season with Inter Miami. I thought we were putting together a good team, but we just went on a run that was unexpected. Win the Supporters Shield in our first season is very good. Kavanaugh Herrera putting on some pressure. Hedges boxed in a little bit. Trying to work his way out of it. Has to drop it back to the keeper. So, you know, we'll see if we can win an MLS Cup. We were unable to win the U.S. Open Cup. We, dropped out of that in terrible form. And really, that's kind of a thing that I think motivated me a little bit. There's a big pass out wide to Carranza. Carranza dropping it back to Pellegrini, seeing if they can get that magic going. There's a big foul. Ref's going to check the magic 8 ball here and see if that. It looked to me like that was outside the box, but you never know. Kavanaugh. Bad man. Let's see. What is the review? It's going to be a free kick most likely. Happened outside the box. Free kick, but we've been pretty good on free kicks this year too. Got our share. Here we go. Mendez looking in the box. Sends it in. Headed out, but Reyna tracks it down. Reyna trying to set up a second attack. Birnbaum has to drop it back and reset to Shaq Moore. Birnbaum, get in position, my man. Okay, good job. He's going to drop it back again. Yep. Suarez drops it all the way back. Okay. Does that end the highlight, or do we keep going? Looks like we keep going. Mega highlight time. Start from a free kick outside the box, back into our own half. Playing around with it. Philippe, good pass out to Pellegrini. They can't seem to stop Pellegrini. Carranza, forward. That's why I wanted to get him back match fit. 12th goal of the season. I wanted to see if he could regain that magic. Maybe he has. I mean, that was a great run. Great ball over the top by Pellegrini. And then look at this. He splits two defenders, just outraces them, outmuscles them. Scores on Bingham. Carranza. If we can get him, back to form for the playoffs, then I'll feel like this is a success for sure. We did some things. Here's Mendez. We'll get back to that thought. Mendez sends in another free kick. Birnbaum. Header goes over. We did some things this year that maybe I don't always do, which is I bought some insurance policies. Bought a central defense insurance policy. Bought a couple of fullback insurance policies. And striker insurance policy. Played big money designated player insurance policy. Here's our... Yeah. Aranguiz. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I don't like that name at all. Aranguiz. Don't like it. Do not like it. But anyway, I guess we're getting ahead of ourselves proclaiming a victory here. This was just a great... I mean, that was lucky bounce, but great touch, great run. Good goal there. But yeah, our insurance policies paid off. Suarez has come in, been solid. Got, like I said, 3 goals on the season. He's currently a little tired. But also our striker, Martin, who we did overpay for. Let's say what it is. We overpaid a little bit. Let's see. Let's waste some time. Let us, in possession, let's go slower tempo. Whoa, lower tempo. Okay. We gave him a designated contract. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. Oops, I started the second half. But we were desperate at the time. Our top goal scorer is out for, possibly till the end of the season. He only came back very shortly before the roster cutoff time. Maybe two games before the roster cutoff is when he came back and got healthy. Speaking of Carranza. Ooh, here's Baquero trying to make things interesting. Good stop from Johnson. So we were very close to being strikerless for the season. So we had to bring in somebody. And it had to be somebody pretty good so we could keep our level. And it worked. We kept our level. Shaq Moore heads it out. I mean, I'm just going on and on, but FC Dallas is putting on a pretty dangerous attack here. We do have 64% possession. Doing pretty good. Birnbaum's been booked. Okay, ease off, my man. Ease off. We do have Trusty on the bench, so we can bring him in. I have been doing that because Birnbaum's been getting a lot of yellow cards. So we will bring Trusty in. Does anybody else need to come in? Hajdarevic is apprehensive, but I don't really want to bring Villalba off the bench. I could move Reyna over and give Acosta some minutes. We'll do that. We'll give Acosta some minutes in the middle. Big tackle from Birnbaum. Do not get your red card before you get subbed out, my dude. I would be very, very upset with you if that happened. Okay. Dallas starting to put some pressure on now that we're holding on to the ball. Good pass. Philippe wide open. Gets it down the near sideline. Pellegrini. Reyna, can we get it back to Pellegrini? Reyna, can you get it forward to Carranza? No. Yep, there it is. He's got a seam. Good stop from Bingham. You know, I don't know if those two have a partnership just yet, Reyna and Carranza, but they seem to. They seem to feed off each other pretty well. All right, so we made our moves. Acosta in, Trusty in. 84 minutes. That should get us to the end of the game without any issues. Pellegrini, great game. Uh-oh. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Matt Hedges fouled in the box. Baba, what are you doing? Video review, and he gets the penalty. Who's taking it? Who's taking it? It is Dervasal, the defender, and he goes right down the middle. FC Dallas ties it up. I still pretty sure that we get the supporter shield even with a draw, but no more, boys. Okay, he just went the wrong way. I mean, if we lose this, that will be very disappointing. 10 seconds to go. Bingham taking his time. Take all the time you want, my dude. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, there's a big turnover. Reyna charging forward. Gets it forward to Carranza. Can we pull out the win? Yes. Wow. 93 minutes. 3 minutes of stoppage time left. There's those dudes. Reyna and Carranza. Whether Reyna's in the middle or on the wing, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, look at all the space. Look at all the space. Just goes right through the defense. Carranza beats the defenders and beats the keeper. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to start Carranza in the playoffs. He comes in, 2 goals. He's kept his magic touch, 8.8 rating. I'm sure he's player of the match. I guess it could be Reyna. We could look also. Would be good. Yeah, okay. Carranza got player of the match. But either one of those guys. It says only 1 assist for Reyna, 1 assist for Pellegrini. Pellegrini assisting a goal. So any one of those 3 guys, honestly, I think could have been player of the match. But we'll give it to the guy with 2 goals. Great game. Well done. Qualification in the bag. FC Dallas, you got to give them credit. They gave it the old college try. But it was not enough. Inter Miami win the supporter shield. Look at that pivotal match, the 5-0 destruction of LAFC. The sort of, everyone was wondering, like, how did that happen? How on earth did the 5-0 happen? You know, it just happened. We just killed them. Look at that, 27 shots, 64% possession. It was just our night. 2 goals from Mendez in the midfield, Villalba, Reyna. It was a great game, great night. I can see how that gave us confidence to say, look, if we could do that to LAFC, we could win the supporter shield. We could beat anybody in the league, and that's what we did. Display ensures Inter Miami victory. Yes, indeed. Secure playoff spots. Houston Dynamo. Let's see. Houston, Sporting KC, Chicago, and Cincinnati have guaranteed themselves playoff spots. Outstanding. Carranza ends his goal out. Inter Miami qualify for the semifinals. Miami fans are understandably delighted after Zebu Nation beats all odds and brings them to glory in the Supporters' Shield. Absolutely. 6-1 preseason odds. I think it was a little bit worse if we looked at those preseason odds. I think we were more like 12, 14-1. Anyway, I don't remember. I'd have to go back and check the tape. We're not going to do that. MLS Supporters Shield, look at that. After back-to-back Atlanta United victories, Inter Miami is now your MLS champions, ladies and gentlemen. Villalba praises nation. Outstanding. Villalba felt the leadership qualities displayed by his head coach during the course of the season was the main catalyst. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Supporters Shield win. I mean, what more is there to say? Carranza, praise his performance. Praise be. You were superb in front of goal. Keep it up, my friend. Tuca Ferretti, still. Tuca Ferretti is following us around like we're the Grateful Dead. I mean, he wants Sean Johnson. He might get him in the offseason, but he's not going to get him when we're about to enter the playoffs. Get out of here. Speaking of playoffs, I guess we can take a look at said playoffs. Can we? Let's see. Do we have stages? Supporter Shield. There we go. Eastern Conference. Nope. 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 Eastern Conference. First round. Ah. Tree? No, hasn't drawn the tree yet. Tomorrow or later today, I guess they will. Can we see the tree? Let's send the assistant to the old thingamajigger. Let's see. All right. What do we got here? What do we got here? Eastern Conference semifinal draw. View the draw. Fascinating. Inter Miami. Fascinating. Come on. Come on, boys. Who are we playing? Birnbaum suspended. Yikes. I told you he got a lot of yellow cards. That's not good. He's going to be suspended for our first playoff game. Not happy about that at all. But that's why we bought the insurance policies. Look at that. It all comes together. All right, let's just get to the competitions here. Supporter Shield. Inter Miami is your champion. 71 points. Beating Atlanta United with 68 points. Minnesota, San Jose, LAFC are your top 5 in the league. Take a look. Wait, let's go to... It usually shows the stats better here. Yeah, I think so. What am I looking at? Team overview. Let's do it. Most goals, Atlanta United. No surprise there. 73 goals on the season. That's pretty good. Inter Miami tied for second with LAFC. So you can see our offense was just outstanding this year. 65 goals. We'll take that any day of the week. Best heading, Cincinnati. Way to go. Average possession, number 1. So number 2 in goals scored, number 1 in possession. We'll take that. Atlanta had those two flip-flopped. They were number 1 in goals, number 2 in possession. San Jose also up there. Does San Jose win the Western Conference? Did we look at that? Did we not? We did not. Do we care? We do. But Western Conference. There we go. Minnesota. No, Minnesota snuck up and overtook San Jose. Interesting. So San Jose has to play in the first round versus Sporting KC most likely. Atlanta United versus Cincinnati. Okay. We're all over the place right now. We're all over the place. Let's just get back to the stats. The end of season stats. Best tackling. Atlanta United. Inter Miami 3rd in tackling. So that's good. You know, it's basically when we looked at the stats at the mid-season, we've just kept it up. You know, what was our recipe at mid-season? It was scoring goals, possessing the ball, tackling, and goalkeeping. We're number 1. 22 allowed in 34 games. We'll take that. I mean, wow. That's incredible. That's some really, really tight defense. Great goalkeeping. Second in most shutouts to Orlando City. That's surprising. Where was Orlando City on the least conceded? Tied for 3rd. Okay. They had 31. Pretty good. So they got blown out a couple times. We never really got blown out this year. Maybe once, but not many times at all. So even when teams did score on us, they usually only scored 1. Not on the list for most fouls. So we tackled well, did not foul. Best passing accuracy. Look at that. Number 1 in the league. So best possession and best passing. I mean, that's a team that's in sync right there. You could say that's great coaching, but I'll let you say it. I won't say it. Nobody's going to say that. All right, Atlanta United, 1st in shooting accuracy. Again, we're just sort of going as volume shooters, so we're not on the list at all. Players. Top goal scorer, Pity Martinez, 18 goals. Manotas, 17. Matthias Arezzo. Oh, that's that kid, right? That 18-year-old. You know, the guy we looked at the beginning of the year, we were like, who the heck is this? He's the 3rd leading goal scorer in the league. That's who he is. Joseph Martinez with 16. Pico with 16. He scored a couple of those against us. That's the team we don't want to see is Orlando. We had a terrible time this year against Orlando. They beat us in the U.S. Cup. Definitely. Let's see. How many times did they beat us? They beat us once early in the season, 2-0. It's no good. Then they beat us in the Open Cup, 1-0. Then I think they beat us a third time. Oh, it was a draw. Late season draw, 1-1 versus Orlando. So we had a bad time against Orlando this season. We do not want to see them in the playoffs. Let's try to avoid them at all costs. Maxi Rudy had a good season, 14 goals. Carranza got 13 goals in all competitions, 12 in MLS, and then I think one more in U.S. Open Cup. Katai, interesting for Chicago, Alexander Katai. 30 years old. I mean, he's a pretty decent player. Good for him. Way to go. Most assists, Alejandro Romero Gamara from New York City. Why did we click on him? I don't know. Carlos Vela changed his game up a little this year. Went for some assists. Got 11 assists. Reggie Cannon. Another guy thought about maybe bringing up for the U.S. national team, but we'll save that for the next couple of seasons. He'll be in there eventually, I'm sure. But excellent season with Atlanta. 11 assists from the fullback position. That's pretty good. Yeah, anybody interesting? Ali Adnan and Cristobal. Look at that. 3 Cincinnati guys were running all over the place. Most key tackles, Perez. Anybody from our team? Nope. Okay, least conceded, Sean Johnson. 21 allowed in 32 games. No, in 32 years old. In 33 games. Everybody else played significantly less goals on this list. Jake Gleason played 31. But yeah. No comparison, really. All right, most shutouts. Derek. 18 shutouts. Pretty good in 34 appearances. Again, he just got scored on a little bit too much in the other games that he didn't shut him out. All right, most tackles. Herrera from Dallas. Nobody on the list. Daniel Lovitz. Okay, sure. Dribbles. Got 2 guys on the list. Like I said before, in the mid-season, this is the most dribble-happy team I've ever coached. And we just added more dribblers, too. So I guess that'll be our style from now on, dribbling, passing. Skilled players. Most key passes, Hwang In-bom for New York City. Okay. Dylan Powell, Diego Valeri. A lot of guys you'd expect. Best at hitting the target, Fabian. 68%. Philadelphia. We do not have anyone on the list. Andrew Carlton. Look at that. 8th place. 62%. Good for him. Yep. Sure. Lots of nice stats there. Take a look at our squad. Look at our own individual stats. See how they panned out. All right. So Sean Johnson, obviously the most starts. 33 of the 34 games. He's about to go on international leave. Mendez, 29 games, 7 goals from the midfield, 9 assists. That's a good season. That is a heck of a season. 7.47 rating. We'll take that for sure. From a midfielder, straight up midfielder, yeah, for sure. Birnbaum gets an assist. Shaq Moore, 5 assists from the fullback position. Yuri Reyna, 6 goals, 3 assists. You'd want a little bit more production from your attacking playmaker. You'd want him to more look like Mendez. But maybe Mendez took some of his thunder there from the midfield. I don't know. Pellegrini also played well on the wing. 6 goals, 7 assists. So that is a lot of production from just our what's technically our midfielders. I call them our attack. I call these guys advanced guys more part of our attack than our midfield, but, it's sort of splitting hairs there. Austin Trusty, goal assist. Martin, 4 assists. So both our fullbacks had a decent number of assists. Louis Philippe, 3 goals, 5 assists. Another midfielder. Carranza with 13 goals. Villalba with 8 goals, 4 assists. Hejderovic, 2 goals, 3 assists. Norman, 2 goals, 1 assist. Martin, 4 goals in 7 games. So we'll see next year. It's going to be an interesting dilemma. You know, I think we might have to get rid of Carranza. He's wanted by Toronto FC on a transfer. I don't think we'll send him to Toronto. If anywhere, we'll send him out of the country. 21 years old. $4.1 million value. That'll help us out. If we can get, you know, $4 or $5 million for him, that'd be fine. Because, you know, we kind of have to play Martin because we gave him the big contract, and it's, you know, he should be a better player. He looks, you know, you compare them, and he's a better player, but we'll see. You know, if we can trade Martin, we'll trade one of them. One of them's gone, most likely. Well, no, maybe not, because we have Champions League, so we'll keep him around for Champions League. All right, change of plan. There's Babasora, 4 games, 3 goals. So, yeah, there's our stats. Anything else we should look at? Competitions, Major League Soccer. You know, I like to look at the season preview. New head coaches. Let's see. Did anybody leave recently? Yeah. Peter Vermees in August. Greg Vanney left in August. Greg Berhalter takes over in New York City. So Greg Berhalter leaves the U.S. job to take the New York City job. Okay. Giovanni Severisi. So Greg Vanney was sacked due to supporter pressure. Interesting. Severisi takes over. Gary Smith out in Nashville in July. Brian Schmetzer out from Seattle in July as well. Severisi out in Portland in LA. So just, you know, coaching carousel as you would expect in Major League Soccer. Any big transfer moves? What is this? Joseph Martinez to Beijing. What? I missed that. Atlanta? $27 million. What are you doing? I mean, I'm good for you, I guess. What's happening? Where'd he go? Total $37 million. Look at that. To Beijing in July. Wow. Could be as much as 33.5. What does their registration look like? 16 players. Come on, boys. Look at what is happening. It really disappoints me to look at these registrations, because you're like, how is this team with 16 players second in the league? They traded away their best player, and yet they still make the playoffs. I mean, they still have PT. You know, he's still a great goal scorer. Escobar, Adam Greenwis, goalkeeper. Cameron Carter-Vickers, Pogba, Nagby, Richie Cannon, Bello. They got their fullback positions more than covered. I don't know how they're doing it. Smoke and mirrors, I guess. Maybe it was us sending them David Tran. 4 goals on the season. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. All right. I think that's going to do it. We've rambled on long enough. So next up is the playoffs. We'll see how far we can go. See if we can do the double, win the cup. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.